The G word no one wants to say, but we had to. It pains the world to witness any form of organized or unorganized violence, let alone one that is verging on a word no one, since 1945, likes to use: genocide. Yet, scholar after scholar, in leading universities of the world, are pointing to China's policy towards Uyghur Muslims as cultural genocide, demographic genocide, or ethnic genocide. To verify such serious gross violations of human rights, the United Nations has tried to ask for unfettered access into Xinjiang since 2018, but to no avail. The situation is at a standstill. Meanwhile, many scholars who harbor no ill will towards the Chinese people at all, are beginning to point more and more to some form of identity erasure against the Uyghur Muslims. The Economist, one of the most respected magazines in the world, that has a history going back to 1843, has had this say: Xinjiang's Gulag tears families apart. Elsewhere, it is not Uyghur Muslims who are affected by China's campaign of religious persecution, but people of other beliefs too. Be as that it may, the fate of Uyghur Muslims are seriously at risk, as close to 1.5 to 1.8 million people are in what China calls vocational centers, or re-education camps, though the exact Mandarin word is Deradicalization Extremism Center according to Dr. Tim Gross at the Rose-Hulse University. He is one of the best experts on Tibet and Xinjiang. Yet, the evidence of a genocide has continued to pile up, through victims' testimony, satellite images of more and more detention camps, and, ironically enough, even based on the admissions of the White Paper of the Chinese State Council in 2020. No one wants to accuse China of anything. Every scholar admits knows China is a living civilization. But how do scholars speak well of it at all when negative evidences keep slipping out, including grotesque practice of Chinese Communist Party officials sleeping in the houses of Uyghur Muslims to check on the purity of their party discipline? This is not violation of the privacy of the Uyghur Muslims, but can lead to rape and domestic violence against Uyghurs Muslims too. Let's face it. Islam and many religions have been in China for the longest time. Indeed, the Chinese Communist Party is merely 100 years old next year. It will only be celebrating its centennial in 2021. But the vociferous protests are not coming from various member states of the United Nations merely, but the international civil society. These claims are then judiciously verified by various pro-human rights states, then verify the claims, all of which have proven to be true. Aziz Ibrahim, a mild-mannered and gentle scholar, who is not a radical, has even averred to the need to bring China to the International Criminal Court. Assuming China is given the benefit of the thought that the Uyghur Muslims are trained to become competent and able workers, why are they living in wretched living conditions, often away from their homes in Xinjiang? Should China continue these devious practices of transforming them into forced labor, even compelling the Uyghur women to undergo mass sterilization, the 84% big drop in their birth rates will end the civilization and continuity of the Uyghur Muslims too. Enough is enough. All human rights violations must cease and desist.